self-identify with the labels of a human life. Because the more we identify and focus our attention and self-identity on the labels of a human life, the I am ours, as I call them. I am our man, I am our woman, I am our this race, that race, or whatever, this sexuality. The more you are disconnecting from the influence of your expanded levels of consciousness. They are out the game. You are separating from them. Remember what I said about disconnecting from spirit outside the simulation? So you isolate the consciousness in the simulation and then you feed it a sense of reality that keeps it there, ongoing. So from that perspective, look at what's happened. What you've just described is the subdivision of the previous labels. So instead of I am a man, I am a woman, it's I am this sexuality, I am this sexuality, whatever. So people are now self-identifying the I with their sexual preference. If anything's an experience, it's a sexual preference. I mean, you experience a sexual preference through the body, right? So at the end of the life, a human life, the body is no more. So by definition, your sexual preference is a body thing. Your sexual experience is a sexual experience of the body overwhelmingly. So it's focusing attention on a tiny, tiny sense of self-identity. And now we're seeing this row of letters, LBGDQ, blah, 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 blah. Okay, there was 26 letters in one, not 26, there was 26 letters in the alphabet, but there was must have been 18 letters, nearly 20 that I've seen in the longest one ever. It was used by some American university to describe the fine, fine, fine detail of people's sexuality. So if they're self-identifying with these letters, that's me, I'm that letter, I am, then I am all that is, has been, and ever can be. No, I'm not. I'm a human. No, I'm not. I'm a man. I'm a woman. No, I'm not. I'm my sexuality, preference. And what you're doing is you are creating an ever more myopic sense of the I. And the more myopic your sense of the I becomes and your focus of attention, who are you, I am this, that, or the other, whatever the letter is, the more the influence of your expanded consciousness, the true I, the infinite I, is out of the game. Because your focus of attention is only on this tiny, tiny smear of possibility you call your sexual preference. And, you know, this whole explosion of transgender came out of nowhere. Very simple, you know, there's very simple things that you can use to see through things. And one of them is, if something's come out of nowhere and suddenly it's everywhere, someone's pressed the button on the next stage of the agenda, right? And this transgender thing is very interesting because so many dots connect into it. I've been saying for a long, long time that the plan was to create a new form of human body, to move from the biological body to a far more synthetic biological body that would be much more amenable to surviving the enormous radiation onslaught that is coming in through what they call the smart grid, where all these low orbit satellites, not least through Elon Musk, You know, freedom of speech, Elon. Yeah, okay, mate. Yeah, you're not part of the cult, are you? No. Yeah, I believe you. Anyway, he's putting all these low orbit satellites up, or his company, SpaceX is. He's just a front man. To fire 5G, and now 6G and 7G are going to follow, to create what I called a long time ago the technological sub-reality, based on technologically generated radiation. And it's now called the smart grid. That's why everything's called smart. Smart this, smart that, smart the other. And the impact, for a start, there are many other reasons for this, but the impact of that, as it increases and increases and increases on the biological body, is going to be, it's very hard for the biological body to survive. So they're moving, and there's many other reasons why they're doing it, but they're moving to a much more synthetic body.